Pakistan come into the competition in fine fettle, having just demolished Sri Lanka in 2 test matches and 4 out of 5 one-dayers. Wasim and Waqar took a large proportion of the wickets, while the batting was generally solid and reliable, and the team is well attuned to the local Sri Lankan conditions. Mark Taylor's team has 2 young men from New South Wales setting out on their international careers. Michael Bevan, who takes the number 6 spot, vacated by Alan Border, and Glenn McGrath, who will share the new ball with Craig McDermott. There's a pretty familiar look to the rest of the side. Pakistan skipper Salim Malik won the toss and put the Australians into bat, and we pick up play in the 5th over. Wasim Akram to bowl to Michael Slater. Australia are 11 for no wicket, and in the commentary box are Keith Stackpole and Ravi Shastri.
Shot out. Gee, it looked good off the bat, but beautifully caught in the gully.
They really creamed this ball. Shot wide, he smashed it, and great reflex catch there by Asif Mustaba.
Oh, that's a good stroke. That's the best stroke of the day so far. That's going away for 4. A fine shot there by David Boone. That's the first boundary of the morning. And back again. Oh, that's over the top. That's going to be 4 more. First bounce into the fence. Bit of luck there for David Boone, but he hit hard at it to Boone. Oh, that's a fine stroke. There's the case in point, on his legs, and Boone is so strong there. That's 4 runs. His second boundary. The end of the over, 34 for 1. Oh, that's a beautiful delivery, and he's gone, he's out. Taylor has gone, LBW to Wasim Akram.
That little bit extra, and that's pretty adjacent.
He's bowled him. Mainstay over the last so many years, and here the ball's turned, beautifully bowled, just doing enough to go through the gap between the bat and the pad.
And the wicket he comes, and he's going to be out possibly. There is an appeal, and he waits a little, and he's gone stumped.
If they're going to hope to score or push the score along a bit here.
And that was good thinking. I think Waugh picked that one. He pulled it into the gap, and it's 4 runs. That was good cricket on the part of Waugh. Again, Bevan taking advantage of a slight error in length. It was short. Chase for Basit Ali, and they've come back for 3 runs. That was very well run.
Yes, that's a very good 3 there from the Australian pair.
That's a good stroke. There's a very good chance of a second run. Yes, they're going to get it easily. That was very well played indeed.
Is at the moment, but there's 2 sides to that running to as well.
Oh, has he gone? He has, yes. The second Waugh to have been stumped off Mushtaq Ahmed. He's had both the twins stumped.
Yeah, Mushtaq just pushing this one through a little bit quicker. Gripped on the pitch. Mark Waugh didn't quite get to it. Still went on with the shot and got done with the spin. Very, very well done by the wicketkeeper there, and he's out quite easily. Not very happy at all with himself there, Mark Waugh, 23, and he was looking fairly dangerous, and he was the one the Australians wanted to stay in there.
85 for 5.
Made contact there with the upright sweep. Just got it on the bottom end of the bat, and that'll probably be 4 runs. That was a bad ball from Mushtaq Ahmed. Just a single from Michael Bevan as he eases it down to... Oh, and a misfield down there. Took his eye off it as he came in. And they're able to get through for the second run. So the end of the over, Australia, 96 for 5. And it's a wide. Good call. Had a look at it. Been very good umpiring here today. Been several wides that have been called, and every one of them has been a good call. And up comes the Australian 100. Single there if they want it. Bevan slow to respond. He didn't quite know where the ball was. Ian Healy knew where it was. Umpire, the wicketkeeper Latif, not able to grab it. Loose delivery once again. There'll be a couple in this. Waqar coming around from deep fine leg, really attacked it. Wasn't any need for that. Could have quite easily been a misfield, but he did attack it. Couple here behind point. Waqar Younis once again the fieldsman who's going to have to give chase. And Bevan takes on the third run. Well run by Michael Bevan. Beautiful running by him.
Catch it! And he's out. Caught, is he? Yes, he's out. Caught at mid-wicket. A full toss. Bevan, the man gone.
Here's the replay here. Bevan just trying to chip the ball through mid-wicket area. He didn't know, I think he was in two minds whether to keep it down or hit it up, and consequently just hit it straight down the mid-wicket fielder's throat.
And he can do with all the help he can get.
Well, more runs of a sort. The under edge past the leg stump. And two more to Shane Warne. Doesn't matter how they come, as long as they come. And in the closing overs of a one-day match, well, all sorts of strokes are produced that you wouldn't find in the coaching book. Wasim Akram. That's another good stroke by Warne. They're going to come back again for the second. Inzamam ul Haq throwing off balance, not a very good one. And they're going to get, no, they're not. They both run too far past the stumps to be able to take advantage of that overthrow. Oh, and he's got it over the top there of Anwar, and 2 runs while Inzamam ul Haq does the fielding. Oh, well, that's gone. That is the wicket that Pakistan have been striving for. Warne has gone.
Certainly, because he's come in when the Australians were struggling for runs, and those 30 runs are very, very useful runs indeed.
Just the single to Healy, and that takes Australia to 179 for 7 at the end of their 50 overs. And quite what that score is worth remains to be seen. The Australians were indebted to Bevan, Healy and Warne for reaching 179. At 49 for 4, they were in serious trouble, but these three worked exceptionally hard for every run. The entire innings contained just 6 fours. Wasim Akram made the initial breakthrough for Pakistan. Mushtaq Ahmed pressed home the advantage, and who knows what the Australians might have finished with had Waqar Younis not had a rare off day. But at lunchtime it emerged that Asif Mushtaba had fractured a finger while catching Michael Slater and was unlikely to bat. It's 2 for no wicket as we pick up play. McGrath to Amir Sohail, and alongside me in the commentary box is Sunil Gavaskar. Well, that bowled him. It's bowled him. McGrath has got Amir Sohail's wicket. That's exactly the start that Australia wanted. It looked to me as though McGrath might have held that back a fraction, and Sohail came forward into the stroke a little bit too soon. Anyway, he is out. The score is 2 for 1. Amir Sohail, bowled McGrath, naught.
Well, I think he played down the wrong line, because you can see he was playing well outside the line, and there was a huge gap between the bat and pad. Glenn McGrath is a very, very deceptively quick bowler. He does tend to come in easily, so he's very deceptive. That's Pakistan's first wicket with only 2 runs on the board.
Yet again. Oh, and that's a handsome stroke. Being chased away there by Boone. I should think that's going to make it. It does. That is 4 runs. That was a fine stroke by Saeed Anwar.
Well, the beauty about Saeed Anwar's batting is his timing. And the ball is not a bad delivery at all. You can see from there it was a good length ball, but he's waited for the ball, then played it a little bit on the up.
Oh, well, that was the Chinese cut all right, off the inside edge, past the leg stump for 4. Oh, and he's got 4 runs off the Chinese cut too. It was a wide half volley. He held it back a little.
Went towards the bowler.
That's a better stroke. That is going away. No, it's been very well. No, it's not. It's gone bubbling over the rope, but he couldn't quite manage it.
Once again shows how fast the ball is now travelling over the outfield. Good effort there by McDermott, but not good enough.
Oh, lovely delivery. Just got the gloves out the rotor, and that was a good delivery from Craig McDermott.
To Saeed Anwar.
Straight down the ground. Good shot. That's 4 runs. That was a more convincing shot, and as you predicted, Ravi, in the air. On the spinners before the 15th over.
There you see hitting right through the line. Can be dangerous at times if he tries to hit across it on a wicket like this.
And a fine sweep shot there. David Boone getting chased. It's going to be touch and go, but another boundary to Saeed Anwar. So this is proving to be a very good over for Pakistan.
And Saeed Anwar is just helping him on his way.
Down the track again, beautifully struck. He's calculated that nicely. That must be 6. That was beautiful hit from Saeed Anwar. This is good cricket by the Pakistani opener.
That's a tremendous shot. He knows the fielders are up, and that's the only way he's going to play Tim May.
And this is over cover. It's going to be 4 runs, and Saeed now beginning to cut loose. And very, very harsh on Tim May.
Just chips him over the mid-off. Very blasé shot that, mid-on. Ball's racing out to the rope there, but just beats the fieldsman there. So 4 more runs to Ul Haq.
Down the wicket he comes, makes it into a full toss, and it's 4 runs. 66 for 1. Beautiful shot there.
Here we see Tim May just trying to give this one a bit more air, but batsman down the wicket, made it a full toss. Steve Waugh at deep mid-on had no chance to cut that one off. 4 runs the result.
And he goes on to the back foot, misses, and are they buys? It'll be 2 runs at least. So, Warren bowling his first delivery to Saeed Anwar.
Well bowled, success for Shane Warne, beautifully bowled.
A terrific piece of bowling there by Shane Warne. Just a little bit of air, drawing Inzamam forward. I do believe it was a predetermined shot that Inzamam had played. Ian Healy making no mistake.
Pakistan's smooth progress towards victory was further hampered soon afterwards when Saeed Anwar on 43 had to retire with a pulled hamstring.
Oh, caught and bowled. The flipper didn't quite come on to him, but a nice snappy piece of work by Shane Warne there. Just got back to him. And that's 2 wickets for Shane Warne. He's brought Australia back into this game.
He certainly has, Keith, because this ball, he tried to bowl the quicker one, the flipper. But the wicket is a slow wicket. It didn't really come onto the bat. And Basit Ali anticipating the ball to come onto the bat a lot more quicker. Played that shot a little too soon. And Shane Warne took that catch. So the third
And 13 balls together, which is also a pretty ordinary strike rate.
Oh, that was in the air. That was very nearly a catch to Mark Taylor. Taylor's staying on the ground with his head down as if he thinks it was a catch and he should have held it. Difficult.
Here we see Warren in again. This one again turns sharply. Look at that go. Batsman squared right up. Mark Taylor, who's probably one of the better slippers around in the world, tried his best, but was just a little bit too worn, and the picture tells all the story there, Shane Warne's face.
Isn't this fascinating? Here is Warne again. Well, that's another good, sensible stroke. Well, that was a rank long hop, and Malik had the coolness to make a bit of room for himself and pull it for 4. It was a good stroke. That'll relieve the pressure momentarily.
Yes, that was a fairly ordinary ball there from Shane Warne. He won't be too happy with that, but obviously with just the lack of bowling, that's got to happen every now and then. But unfortunately, Australia can't afford too many of theirs. Here we see it here. He's just dropped it too short. Malik just goes back and just pops it over mid-wicket for an easy 4.
Caught there at short mid-wicket. Taylor has taken the catch, and that has Rashid Latif gone. Didn't come quite far enough forward and hit it in the air.
Here we see the replay. I think it's Steve Waugh's slower ball. He's just held that one back, and the batsman's been forced to just go on with his shot and just hit it straight to Mark Taylor at mid-wicket there. Australia right back in the match with 4 for 94.
What a fascinating game as Steve Waugh starts into Salim Malik. Oh, that was a ristic, a delightful stroke. There are going to be a couple of runs here. It's Slater going round the boundary. And there we go again, but this time it's more direct to Slater, and that will only be the single. But that's the 100 up. 100 for 4, Pakistan. And now it's easy, the mathematical equation, just 80 needed to win.
He's bowled him. That's the wicket that the Australians had been searching for.
You can see how accurate that Yorker was to get Wasim Akram. A crucial wicket there for Australia. 5 down for 124, Pakistan.
So an excellent wicket there for the Australians. You get the feeling that they're really in this game now. And that was the vital wicket. Wasim Akram, no need really to give himself that bit of extra room because he's been timing the ball well, but it's the situation of the game where you feel you've got to try something. He was giving himself a little bit of room to try and create the shot and paid the penalty. In the air, should be out. McGrath's around and he's out. Saeed Anwar paying the penalty, trying to work it away on the onside.
Yes, he's been a great support to Shane Warne. He's kept the lid on the batsman over there, bowling just short of a length, not giving anything for the batsman to latch onto for the drive. Once again, getting the batsman to play a false shot, and Saeed Anwar is back in the pavilion.
In the air again, and another wicket for Steve Waugh. Poor shot then from Salim Malik. You can tell the frustration has really crept into this Pakistan batting now.
Once again, a delivery just short of a length. Steve Waugh aware that Salim Malik is looking to tonk him over the top. The ball hitting where the maker's name would be, and an easy catch to Mark Taylor. The Pakistan skipper's gone now. Pakistan 129 for 7.
So Steve Waugh on a hat-trick. That's denied him, but that doesn't matter. Fine piece of bowling. A couple of wickets in that over, and more importantly, it was a very tight over from Steve Waugh and well bowled.
Oh, and no ball, but it... That's in the air. Oh, he's caught it splendidly, Slater. Coming in off the boundary. That was a fine catch. Just have a look at this again. Just watch Slater coming off the boundary. It was a marvellous catch. Terrific commitment. On his knees before he took the catch, and didn't he judge it well? Hanging on as he rolled over. Peel, he's out, Raza, caught behind, down the leg side by Healy, and that may very well be that. We'll now have to wait and see whether Asif Mushtaba, who has that cracked finger, whether fractured finger and all for the last over. There was obviously nothing he could do to retrieve the situation, and the Australians won by 28 runs. That injury to Saeed Anwar really threw the Pakistanis off course. Take nothing away from the Australian bowlers, however. Only Tim May failed to contribute, and just look at the figures of the other four. 1 wicket for McDermott, 2 for McGrath, and 3 apiece for Steve Waugh and man of the match, Shane Warne.